So GG has to improve the points in the Ascendancy itself so that this huge challenge that you are accomplishing has a cool reward. But right now it is a pain in the ass to ascend, and then the reward is not that big of a reward. So I was taking a look at the subreddit for Path of Exile 2, and I found this post that caught my attention, and it is called "The Current State of PoE2 Ascension Trials. How do you feel?" And this caught my attention because I have obviously feelings about this. In all my reviews when talking about the game and even comparing it to PoE1, I talked about the Ascension Trials because I hate the labyrinth in PoE1. I think it sucks. So I want to talk about the trials in PoE2, and this is a really good post because the community engaged in it and they are giving their opinions. Also, this post was made by Blazeworks TV. He makes videos, he's awesome, he's really cool. I reacted to one of his videos, that it is this one right here. He tried Path of Exile 1 after 1,000 hours. It was a nice video, and he commented on the video, dude, which is awesome, brother. So, moreover, I wanted to read what people are saying in here. So he says, "I recently had an interaction with another member of the PoE2 community, and we had quite opposite perspectives on the general state of Ascension. I wanted to reach out and ask you guys for your thoughts. Are you able to obtain all your Ascension points?" Yes, me. I am answering the question, right? "Do you find the trials too difficult to unlock these build-defining points?" No. "Is it a fun and engaging system?" You have to separate this question. You have to separate it. The question you have to separate it because it is not the same ascending in the trial of the Suck My Ass that ascending in the trial of Chaos. Is it fun and engaging system ascending in the trial of Chaos? For me, yes. Is it a fun and engaging system ascending in the trial of Suck My Ass? No. Fuck the trial of the Suck My Ass. All my homies hate the trial of the Suck My Ass. And I am not saying that it is because it is hard, because I already answered that. I am able to obtain all my points, and I find that the trials are not too difficult to unlock the points. But the trial of the Suck My Ass is not fun, it sucks, and I hate it with a passion. And you know what the biggest problem is, for me at least, with the trial of the Suck My Ass? I have two problems with it. The biggest one, and the most important, and you are going to think that it is the honor system. And no, it is not the honor system. But the honor system sucks. But it is not that. It is that it's too long. It is too fucking long. I don't mind the trial of the Suck My Ass the very first time you ascend, because it is only 7 rooms, 1 floor. You go through it like in 10 minutes. You go and you are done, and it is really easy. You one shot the whole thing. You just one try, you do the whole thing. No problem about it, dude. The first time you do the Ascension trial, easy peasy. But when you come back, if you want to ascend the last time, meaning your 8th point, right, to finish your ascendancy, in the trial of the Suck My Ass, you have to do 4 floors, and they are long as fuck, and each floor is longer than the one before because the trials get longer. And at the end, you have to fight Sarok, the temporal motherfucker that is a pain in the ass. And it has a one-shot mechanic that is not related to combat, but to movement. That is another topic entirely. What is the thing? That you spend 1 hour in this bad boy. It is too slow, and again, it is not fun. I hate the trial of the Suck My Ass. And then you can fail because of fucking honor system. What is the second thing that I don't like? Some people might think that this is cool because you can improve, or it is like a roguelike mechanic that you can improve subsequent runs with the relic system. I think the relic system sucks dick when it is related to ascending. What do I mean? When it is related to farming, because you have end game farming. There are people that farm the trial of the Suck My Ass in the end game, and they use the relics to better farm the place. Movement speed, higher drop chance for relics, bullshit like that, right? In that sense, I think the relic system is cool. But when I am just trying to ascend, and I am having to, when you are a noob, for example, your very first run, a lot of people that, let's be honest, are not that good at the game, don't complete it on their first try, and what they do is, gather some relics, and like in their second, third, or even fourth try, having accrued some relics, they get the extra power they need to actually ascend. That is boring as fuck, dude. That is boring as fuck. And since the system is designed to take into consideration the buff you get from these relics, then the base, no relic wrong, is harder, right? I think that is one of the reasons why people find it hard to just ascend outright without having the relics. All in all, I think the trial of the Suck My Ass suck. Now, I know that some people don't like the trial of chaos. I think the trial of chaos is cool because it is really fast. You go in and you go out. Easy as that. I will tell you this. If you are playing in a trade league, meaning you are not playing solo self-found or hardcore solo self-found, how do you get your 8 point, your 8 ascendancy fast? You go into the trial of chaos, you complete it, meaning you get to the third boss and it drops the fragment. Now you have one of 3 fragments that you need to open the door. You are not going to be an idiot and try to go through the trial 2 times more. That is a waste of fucking time. What you do is, at the end, when you get the fragment, you open a portal. You go to town to the currency exchange. You buy the 2 fragments you didn't get, right? You do it this way, not buying them first, because you have to see what is the one you are going to get. After you get one, you get the other 2, you go in again, and you kill the trial master. All of this happens in 15 fucking minutes. You go in, you go out, easy as that. And the trial master, let's be honest, guys, it is a really fucking easy boss. All you have to do is dodge the bullshit. There is no honor system, there is nothing in here. If you pick your if you pick your afflictions the correct way, you complete the 10 rooms, right? And the afflictions don't apply to the trial master. They go away. In Sarok, in the trial of the Suck My Ass, it applies. Fuck the trial of the Suck My Ass. So all in all, I think the Suck My Ass is slow, but not necessarily hard. The trial of chaos is quick, and in my opinion, it is the better way to ascend. I don't think it is hard to pull off. If you know what you are doing, you are going to be fine. And that way, I don't think there is a problem there. This member of the community was constantly speaking on behalf of the majority of players because of the complaints they have heard toward Ascension. They maintain it's way too difficult, and going as far as saying the majority of players never even get their 5th and 6th points, let alone their 7, 8 points for their characters. Now, I have to be honest in here, guys. I think that almost everybody gets their 5th and 6th points. But I know that some people find it hard to get the 7 and 8 points. I think this is true. Maybe, like, I don't know if the majority of players, but I would say that a big chunk of players never get their 7 and 8 points. And there is a big chunk of players that get them because they buy a carry, not because they actually complete the thing. I'll be honest, I have never bought a carry for this because I think it is a waste of money. It is fucking easy to do it, to be honest. And it is fun if you do the Trial of Chaos. It is fun. Don't do the Sarok. Don't do the 4 floors in the Suck My Ass. That sucks, brother. Just do the Trial of Chaos. I think that everyone gets the 5 to 6, but not a lot of people get the 6 to 8. Like, there is a big chunk of the player base that never get the 7 to 8. Now, I know there are people that do something that I don't do, which is buying a carry for this. I believe you pay like what? 1 divine, 4 divines. I really don't know how much that is. And they pay that amount to get the 7 to 8 points to ascend. I'll be honest, guys. I think that is pussy behavior. I think that is pussy behavior entirely. First of all, because it is not that hard. Second, because you are not even trying. You are just paying for it like a pussy bitch. And third of all, 1 divine at the start of the league, when you are getting your points and ascending, is 1 full piece of gear that can really push your character to do better content. Like, spend that 1 divine buying a better weapon, and you will do the trial yourself instead of giving it to another dude. So you get more power, and you also get the ascendancy. Spend the divine trading for a good weapon or for a good boots with 35 movement speed. I don't know. What the fuck is this pussy shit? But hey, I am sorry. That is me. You can do whatever you want with your currency and your time. That is me. That is me. I have never done it, not in an alt, not in the main character. But I think that in the main character, it is better to get up your character. In the field, you are league starting. You are on the flow. You are getting higher and higher. You need to invest that currency in your character instead of investing it paying someone else. You invest it in your character and you clear the content. It is better. It is just you are progressing faster doing it this way. Am I crazy? They are going to add the Trial of the Ancestors from PoE 1, the Torah. They already said that when the Act 4 comes out, they are going to add the Trial of the Ancestors as a new way to ascend, like another one, and you will have 3 ways to ascend. So Blaze says in here, my opinion is that I enjoy the difficulty, albeit it was too difficult in 0.1. Yes, in 0.1 it was more difficult. I don't know if too difficult, but it was harder. Because remember that, if you want to know why, it is because in 0.1 there was a bug that gave Zarok, which is the last boss in Suck My Balls, and the Trial Master, which is the last boss in Chaos, doubled health. So they had double the life that it was intended for them to have. So it was effectively harder, right? So in 0.2 it is easier, but it was still doable. It was still doable. Especially for melee characters in the Trial of the Sekhemas, of course. Tell me about it. I league started with a warrior. The Suck My Ass sucks for the warrior. Also, Zarok had double the health he was supposed to have. Exactly, there you have. But in 0.2, it feels significantly better. It does. And in my opinion, challenging yet fair. I agree completely with this take. Of course, you can get screwed over by bad RNG due to afflictions. How do you solve that? Don't ascend your 8 point in the Trial of the Suck My Ass. Guys, I am telling you. Your 4th point, like your 4th Ascendancy, don't do it in the Suck My Ass. Don't even try it. It is too long. If you fail towards the end, you will feel like you wasted 45 minutes of your life. Don't even try it. It sucks dick. Go with the Trial of Chaos, dude. I have a guide on the afflictions in the Trial of Chaos, by the way, that you can watch to see what to pick. Of course, okay? However, the feeling of accomplishment for getting to the end of these trials is really enjoyable. It is. When you complete the Chaos, the Suck My Balls just feels like a relief. I did this shit. Finally. It feels like you've achieved something, yes, and earned that next level of power, yes. But talking about the next level of power, I do think that GGG needs to improve ascendancies in the power realm. Because after going through all this trouble to get the final 2 points in my ascendancy, I want a power spike. I want a good reward. Dude, I am going through all this shit to ascend. And a lot of ascendancies, the power you get from the final 2 points is not that big of a deal. Some people, again, don't even bother and they can clear the content with 6 points because the ascendancies don't provide that much with the other 2 points. In PoE 1, the points in your ascendancy are cracked. But in PoE 2, some points are cracked, but the majority suck dick. So GG has to improve the points in the ascendancy itself so that this huge challenge that you are accomplishing has a cool reward. But right now it is a pain in the ass to ascend, and then the reward is not that big of a reward. Right? Am I crazy, guys? I think I am right. Looking forward to hearing any and all thoughts about this. Thanks, y'all. I already gave you all my thoughts about it. I talk a big deal about this. I think the Trial of Chaos is fine. I think the Trial of the Suck My Ass sucks. I think they need to improve the ascendancies so that this overcoming this challenge feels more rewarding. And adding the 3rd Ascendancy Trial, which is going to be the Trial of the Ancestors, is really cool. I don't even know how the Trial of the Ancestors work, but what I mean is having more variety, more ways of ascending is going to help people decide what they like. Because I know that there are people that are the opposite of me. They like Suck My Ass and hate the Chaos, right? So there you will have a 3rd option. So if you hate both, maybe you will like the Trial of the Ancestors, and then you go the way you feel is the best, right? The trials are too long and feels bad when you fail. I could see it being a huge obstacle for people that are new to ARPG or don't have much time or the patience to deal with this 4 times per character every league. This is true, but I think this applies more to Sekhemas I don't think that the chaos is that long. It is long if you do it 3 times. Right? It is long if you go farming the 3 pieces. But if you do it like I am telling you, you farm 1 and you buy the other 2, it is fast. I use both a carry service. Sanctum is a complete garbage mechanic. Can't believe GG make it a core aspect of character building. Again, I think that buying carry services is pussy behavior. But I agree with the second part. Sanctum is a garbage mechanic. I agree. Also, GG. Every game has carry services. Every game that I have played has carry services. For example, I myself, when I was playing WoW Classic, I was selling carries in Maraudon to power level people. Like I kill a bunch of monsters with a mage, and people that are AFK get a bunch of levels. That is basically a carry to power level, right? So I have done it. But at the same time, when something so basic to the core progression of your character as ascending is being carried for so many people, you have to identify that as a problem in the game. Why nobody wants to ascend but they are paying for carries? That has to raise a red flag for you, in my opinion. Because I know they want for these mechanics to be valuable endgame farming strategies. And I like that. I farm the Trial of Chaos for currency. Maybe you separate the farming mechanic for the ascending mechanic and you make the ascending mechanic easier. You have 2 separate type of tokens. I don't know how the fuck you are going to do it. But you have to separate the farming aspect from the ascending aspect. Because that is the hardness of the content for ascending is what make people piss off. I absolutely hate the Trial of the Sekhemas, based as fuck. Once you get a bunch of relics to honor resist cap and buff yourself a bunch, it isn't that hard, but good lord is it annoying, exactly. Why do you have to go through this shit several times, like if this is a roguelike, collecting relics to put in the check to be able to do the content? No, fuck that. Again, if you separate it from Ascendancy, and this is a mechanic by itself to farm or do shit, cool, go at it, go crazy. But if it is interconnected with ascending in this annoying way, it sucks. That is the point. I don't mind Trial of Chaos because at least it's fast. If you mess up a Chaos run, you only wasted like 10-15 minutes. The old boss air side attack is a bit overturned currently, the other bosses are pushovers. I agree with this guy, this person is based as fuck, by the way. So yes, guys, that is what I think about the trials. I think some people are doomers and some people are also everything is fine. And as everything, as Thanos said, the truth lies in the middle, in the balance. I don't think they are awful, but I do think they need improvements. And I already said which improvements I like to see in them. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? Am I a genius? Let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Also remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. God bless you. And remember, don't be afraid ever because this is just a ride.